from
It's locked. Watch your step. There are traps.
Wipe them from the face of the earth.
my armor is ruined.
My armor is now useless.
May the enlightened be with me. The sense of my hour is here. We've lost one of ours. We've lost one of ours.
One must remain focused.
Careful, darling. You look dreadful. Here. I'm wounded. We've lost one of our...
One must remain focused.
I'm wounded. Someone heal me.
Watch out! You're wounded!
I need healing.
Watch out! You're wounded! One of our own has fallen! Hold the line!
May the enlightened be with me. They sense that my hour is near.
One of our own has fallen! Hold the line!
Let's show them what we're made of! My armor is broken! Did you hear that sound? That last lever seems to have triggered something.
The tomb must have opened. Ancestors from days of yore, if indeed we are related, we are about to enter your final resting place.
Wonderful, you did it. We're going to be able to enter the tomb at last.
This is just what we needed. That might come in handy. I don't see how we could use this. I can't do anything with this. That might come in handy. This is just what we needed.
wonderful! You did it! We're going to be able to enter the tomb at last. By Aleko's ashes, what's inscribed here is absolutely incredible. It appears to be a record of all the kings who ruled during the last Astrian dynasty. This is a major historical find. And look at this name here, Vespasia. If I'm not mistaken, that is the ancient spelling of De Vesp. This tablet proves beyond doubt that the De Vesp family is descended from one of the ancient kings of Astria. That should make the prince happy.
Indeed. And it would be good to get it somewhere safe as quickly as possible. If it's all right with you, we can take it straight to the prince.
That's an excellent idea. The dig site is far from secure, so it's best to get this discovery somewhere safe as quickly as possible. Poor Flora. At least your death wasn't entirely in vain. Oh, perhaps the prince will be able to forgive us for what happened. I just hope, in the light of such progress, he will continue to give us the support we need to carry on the dig.
We'd like to continue exploring this area for a while longer before returning to the palace. But don't worry, nothing will happen to the tablet.
Be very careful whilst carrying it. It's very fragile. I'm also going to continue exploring. I must try to catalogue all the wonders that can be found here. See you later.
Goodbye, Garb.
Halt! The Minister only sees visitors by recommendation.
We have the endorsement of Father Cardinal Pius. I presume he sent word?
Oh? Yes, I think we were told that a group of his protégés wished to speak with the Minister. You may enter.
You're the Father Cardinal's new protégés, I gather. I must admit, you're not what I expected.
Hello, Mr. Durrill. It is a real pleasure to see you again.
Mademoiselle de Vespe, you have some very strange associates. But I shouldn't be surprised after your stunt in Olima. Well, what is your request?
We would like an audience with the prince. We've made a major breakthrough that will be of great interest to him.
Really? What is it?
We were able to enter the Tomb of the Kings where he was carrying out excavations. Considering his expectations for the project, he will no doubt want to talk to us.
If what you say is true, I'm sure the prince will be delighted to see you. I'll go and inform him of the reason for your visit. His Majesty Prince Alexandre is expecting you.
Thank you. We'll go and see him straight away. Your Grace.
We meet at last. You're the islander whose name is on everyone's lips. You're becoming something of a celebrity in Peren. Especially because you're always surrounded by such a motley band of characters, including my delightful niece. I was dying to meet you in the flesh.
Uncle, I'm ever so happy to see you.
Sybil, dearest. If you hadn't caused such a diplomatic hurly-burly in Olima, you would still have your place here, at my side. I imagine it was just an offshoot of your adventurous nature. Now that you've decided to put it to use for our cause, I can only applaud it. I was told you seek our support to finance an expedition to Tir Fradi, unless I'm mistaken.
That's right. We have a ship and the captain, but as you know, the cost of such a journey requires the backing of a nation.
Essentially, you hope I will pay for your trip home after you washed ashore in my city.
As we told your minister, we are certain this arrangement could be profitable for you. The ship can carry a large quantity of goods.
Perhaps. But as I'm sure you've already discovered, the congregation's only trading post on the island is run by the Dorsays. However, we could consider backing you if it brought us something that served our interests directly. And I believe you have news about my investigations in that regard.
That's right. We went to the ruins you're excavating. There, we helped the archaeologist Garp, and we managed to reach the Tomb of the Kings.
At last. I feared this whole venture would not prove fruitful, despite the enthusiasm of the lovely Flora. And what did you find?
This tablet, which, according to Garp's analysis, lists all the kings of the last Austrian dynasty.
Excellent. And what does the list say?
One of the kings was named Vespasia, which would make him a direct ancestor of your family. Here.
Sadly, I can't read the Astrian tongue, but if Garp is sure of this...
He is, without a doubt.
At last! The Dorsays will have to bow to the antiquity of our bloodline, and the other families will put them in their rightful place. How wonderful! I must admit that our little Flora was right. I'm surprised not to see her with you. Where is she?
I am very sorry to tell you that Flora was killed in an attack on our camp by looters.
Is that so? How distressing. Octave will be heartbroken. You're used to this kind of conflict. Couldn't you protect her?
Unfortunately, the bandits shot her before the alarm was raised. There was nothing we could do.
Poor child. I'll make sure that her memory is honored by naming this tablet after her. As for you, my dear friends, I am very pleased to provide you with the financial support of the city of Peren for your journey. In appreciation of the great assistance you have provided through your invaluable discovery and for your prompt delivery of this tablet to me. I'll have Sir Daryl arrange for your ship to be loaded with goods that will be snapped up on your island. I'll also ask him to appoint someone to travel with you and arrange for the goods to be traded once you're there. Oh, when you're ready to leave, go and find the head of trade. She'll be waiting for you in the Square of the Forgotten Goddess in the city center.
Thank you, Your Grace. If Your Highness permits, we shall leave.
As you will. You may go.
Here we are, off the coast of the Pratt.
I'm pleased you came to see me. There's something I wanted to ask of you.
What is it?
You know that I was banished from my country as a result of something I did when I was very young. If I ever hope to see the spires of Mont Augur again, I must redeem myself in the eyes of one man in particular. An abbot. He's hard and strict, but I believe him to be a just man. My brother saw him in Peren recently and told me that the abbot is now traveling as a missionary. He is apparently leading the mission we helped finance for the refugees from Duton. I would like to seek him out and make amends. Apologizing is not something I'm used to doing much, so your presence would be a great comfort to me. Would you come with me to the border?
Of course. Let's go. An apology shouldn't be that difficult.
Thank you. But I'm afraid the abbot won't be satisfied with just an apology. If I'm not mistaken, the camp where he works is in the High Prairie region.
See you later.
Thank you so much for allowing me to help my brother. I still have a long way to go before he forgets what he went through because of me, but at least he stopped hating me.
See you later.
Here's the coast. We'll find... Be able to set foot on land.
I wish we had saved Jacquemus. He wasn't the best of men, but he didn't deserve to end like that. May the Enlightened hold him in his holy keeping. At least we have won the support of the Father Cardinal, and believe me, that will be useful.
See you later.
Why, Fausta, is that you? I never thought I'd see you again after what you did.
I know, but my brother told me you were in the area and I wanted to...
Your brother is a good man. Thanks to him, we were able to finance this mission. I imagine that's the kind of thing that would never occur to you, since you've never thought of anyone but yourself. We're here to help the unfortunate people fleeing the war, ravaging the Duton Empire. Oh, they've lost everything.
The work you do is very admirable, Father. And I was hoping...
Always talking nonsense, aren't you? Incapable of listening to your elders?
Abbot Appius, are you the one who's in charge here? We've come to inform you that all these refugees are under arrest for theft and damage to property. This camp is to be dismantled immediately.
Excuse me? That's absurd! These people haven't done anything wrong. They're just fleeing a war. We take them in and give them anything they need to help them rebuild their lives. They have no reason to steal.
That only adds to their crime. These parasites come to our country and take advantage of your generosity. Then they have the nerve to steal.
That's not true! If you must arrest someone, arrest me. I'm in charge. I'm the thief. Just leave these poor people alone.
In that case, you're under arrest, Abbot Appius. But the camp will still have to be dismantled.
We can't just sit back and let this happen. The abbot would never steal from anyone.
Who ordered this arrest?
The Prince de Vespe. More precisely, his minister, Sir Daryl.
Is that so? I'm very surprised. His Highness, my uncle, has always supported the work of the Church of Thélème. I can't imagine him sending soldiers after his strongest ally over a few stolen sacks of grain.
I'm just following orders, madam. I don't know what his reasons are.
What proof do you have of theft?
We have had numerous complaints from local nobles who claim that provisions and tools have gone missing. We were shown a shed where the doors had been forced open, and granaries where it was clear that bags were missing.
No one here would steal from the granaries of these nobles, or take their tools.
Of course not. You yourself have admitted to the thefts, Abbot.
Now that the abbot has confessed, why dismantle the camp?
The land was ceded to him. Since he's been arrested, he no longer holds claim to it. Therefore, the camp must be dismantled.
The land was donated to the Holy Church of the Enlightened, not to my person. Please, leave these people alone.
That's absolutely ridiculous. There may have been thefts, but you have no proof that these people, or the abbot for that matter, are to blame.
Oh, I have no doubt that when we search the camp, we'll find all the evidence we need.
It's not hard to find food in a refugee camp, or tools for that matter. But that doesn't prove they were stolen. You seem to be in a great hurry to arrest the abbot and break up this camp. These people will need time to find new shelter. Have a heart and give them a few days.
Absolutely not. I have orders. These people must return home. They're no longer welcome here.
You know they can't go home. What do you want them to do? Wander around aimlessly in groups with nowhere to go?
I admit that wouldn't be ideal.
We have an excellent relationship with the Prince de Vespe. I'm sure he wouldn't approve of this, and I fully intend to inform him.
Right. Listen, get them to start packing up their things. I'll give them a few days, but they have to leave. I'll come back in a week to see that they've left. In the meantime, I'm taking the abbot to the palace prison.
The Enlightened has put you in my path, and that of all these unfortunate souls, Fausta. Prove their innocence. Save them.
Don't worry, Abbot. We'll save them, and you too.
Pardon my interruption, but I thought I heard some noise. I live nearby. What's going on here exactly? What were those soldiers doing?
They came to arrest the abbot, and they wanted to shut down this refugee camp.
It's about time. Someone had to deal with those thieves and put them in their place. I imagine this dreadful camp will soon be nothing more than a bad memory. Good day, young people.
We must clear the abbot's name. I know he's not a thief. And as for that guard, I may be wrong, but I felt like there was something strange about her. Please, we must investigate and find the real culprits. Perhaps the abbot will forgive me if we succeed. And I need his forgiveness. In his journal, the abbot says he's been holding services to lift the spirits of the refugees. I wonder where they could be taking place. He can't be holding them here in the camp. That would cause too much tension with the Carmelists.
The missionaries must know where they take place.
Hello. I'm sorry to welcome you here under the present circumstances. Is there anything I can do for you? You don't look like refugees.
My name is Fausta. I knew the abbot once and came to speak with him. I didn't expect to see this.
Would you mind answering a few questions? We'd like to understand what's going on here. Perhaps we can help you.
I'll gladly answer any questions you may have. Especially if it will allow us to continue our work here.
What can you tell us about the shelter?
Our relief mission began here some time ago, to provide shelter for victims of the Dutan War. It's not easy. We've taken in far more people than we expected. We're in constant danger of running out of resources. And our neighbor, the Count of Rian, is bent on getting rid of us and our flock, which doesn't make things any easier. He's been hounding us for weeks. And now, he has finally got his way. Without the abbot, what will become of us?
We read that the abbot was holding services for refugees who were interested.
That's true. He felt it was important to offer hope and spiritual comfort to these people who have suffered so much. However, he prefers to hold the services away from the shelter, so as not to make the Carmelists or those who have lost their faith feel excluded. They take place in the ruins of a church in the forest. Only those who wish to attend do so.
What can you tell?
Our relief mission is... and...
We'll...
Thank you.
Are you with the soldiers? Did they send you to tell us to clear out?
No, not at all. We just have some questions to ask you. We'd like to understand what happened.
If it can save the abbot and allow us to stay, I'll be happy to answer.
The abbot was accused of theft. In fact, he just confessed to it so the guards would leave you alone.
The abbot is a holy man. Why would he do that? We're not thieves. And I don't think anyone here could have done such a thing. We would have known.
It seems that food was stolen. It would be understandable if you took something to eat.
Everyone here has endured terrible things. We lost everything, but we still have our dignity. We didn't steal anything.
If you had to leave, where would you go? Do you have friends or family somewhere?
No. Anyone who's still alive is still fighting out there. Unless they've already gone to be with the dead. I have no idea where else we could go. Thélème is too far away, and we're not equipped to reach the free cities. We could go further south in the congregation, but would we be any better off there than we are here?
Are you a Matheist? I assume you all are, since this camp is run by the Church of Thélème.
Not all of us are. I've lost the faith. I used to believe in the goodness of the enlightened and the words of St. Matthias. But there are all kinds of people here, Matthists and Carmenists alike. All are welcome as long as they don't bring their conflicts with them.
We'll be going now.
I hope you can save the abbot and this camp. Otherwise we'll all be lost.
You've returned. Thank...
You're back!
We'll be go.
Look, something's not right with these inventory records. The reserves are increasing. There are no deliveries to account for it.
This kind of accounting is usually a sign of wrongdoing. I'm sorry, Fausta, but your abbot seems to be implicated in these thefts.
Well, if it isn't those young people from earlier, what do you want?
You seemed very pleased at what happened to the shelter and the abbot.
That's right. In fact, I was the one who lodged the complaint, along with others, of course. Those alleged refugees of war are no more than thieves.
Please forgive me for asking, but who are you?
True. I haven't introduced myself properly. I am the Count of Rian, the lord of these lands. And you?
We are acquaintances of Abbot Appius. Pardon my intrusion, but we understood that the land had been granted to the refugees. If the land belongs to you, how can this be?
My mother granted the land to the Church of Thélème. She intended it to be used for a religious edifice or some place of learning. Certainly not a camp for thieves. Fortunately, the abbot's arrest will certainly allow us to put an end to this grant.
What proof do you have that the people who stole from you are housed in this camp?
Well, that's for the guards to ascertain, but all the robberies took place after the camp was established here. I'm not the only one who has been robbed. Other nobles have complained as well. And I won't even mention what they're up to in the woods.
In the woods?
Yes, for a while now, they've been seen going into the woods in groups and making a terrible racket. I suspect they're plotting attacks on the caravans that pass through the area.
It seems you resent the refugees for more than just these thefts. What do you have against them?
What an odd question. We were once at war with their country, and now they dare come here and settle on our land. They expect us to look after them, even to feed them. That is, when they don't just help themselves to our stores. Not as if we share the same culture, believe me. There's no sophistication or elegance to these people. Why should we welcome them here? Let them go somewhere else. To Thélème, seeing as their church is so eager to help them.
We'll leave you now.
All right then. Have a nice day.
I don't have the key. We need a key to open this door.
These ruins, most likely those of a church built when these lands belonged to the Dusan Empire. This must be where services are held.
This note was torn into such tiny pieces that it's impossible to read.
We should be able to piece it back together, no?
This note is very short. It appears to have been written by a refugee who recently became a missionary. He says he needs to take responsibility for his past and go talk to the Count to try to set things right.
I doubt he'll be well received. The Count despises refugees, and becoming a missionary won't change that. We should speak to the Count again. I find it odd that he didn't even mention the missionary's visit the last time we saw him. Look at this! I could never have imagined Abbot Appius embroiled in a theft. And yet here we are.
Desperation can drive even the most upstanding people to do very strange things. But we have no proof that the abbot himself is responsible for the thefts.
Count doesn't seem to be home.
Let's make the most of it and have a look around.
This door is locked.
That smell. There's something rotting nearby.
I agree. It smells like death. The scent's so strong, we should be able to follow it. Look at this. For weeks, the area's nobles have been plotting to close this camp. They've bribed guards, exaggerated the extent of the damage to make their case stronger, and killed the troublemaker.
This journal could convince the prince's advisor to look into the matter, and perhaps even free the abbot. But I'd sooner we went to the meeting it mentions. We could catch them in the act. It's not far from here. As I understand it, they're supposed to meet in the forest, just a short distance from this residence.
Maybe we should go look for the body of the troublemaker they're talking about first. If the Count killed someone and we can prove it, we'll have even more leverage to obtain the Abbot's release. Still wearing a missionary's habit. He was murdered.
Murdered and thrown into a pit in the garden like a rabid dog. May the Enlightened take him into his care. He didn't deserve this.
The Count must be mad. Unless he's trying to cover up something that this man's confession would have brought to light.
After what we've discovered, I'd bet on the latter. We should go to their meeting to find out for sure.
long as the camp is still there, that's out of the question. Do you realize I had to get rid of one of those vermin myself?
You shouldn't have done that. If anyone finds out, there could be an inquiry.
I had no choice. The fool wanted to go and confess to the prince about the thefts. We would have lost our only means of pressure.
I don't like this one bit. I hope for your sake the body is never found.
What's done is done. And now I want you to go and harass those refugees, steal their supplies and give them a good scare. They need to be gone as soon as possible.
We have company. I wish you'd warned us we're expecting visitors.
They're those troublemakers, the Abbot's friends. Kill them! No one must be able to report on our agreement.
Ah, as you wish. To arms!
May the Enlightened grant us strength!
Please, don't kill us. We'll tell our superiors everything, and we'll give the names of the traitors who used us.
Very well. We'll let you live. But don't forget your promise.
We won't forget it. Thank you. Come on, let's get out of here.
Those spineless nobles fled as soon as we drew our weapons.
It's a good thing we spared the soldiers. They can attest to the truth of what happened if necessary.
I think the prince will be especially pleased that we didn't kill his soldiers.
I have to go tell Alvida that Sir Francis wants to see us.
You're back. What do you want this time?
We've come to ask you to release Abbot Appius, who we have been told is imprisoned here.
Appius? Our soldiers reported that he confessed to being a thief. I realize the situation is unfortunate, given our relationship with Thélème, but I cannot free a man who has committed multiple thefts.
We found this journal in the Count of Rian's things. This is all part of a scheme he devised with other nobles in the region to get his land back and get rid of undesirables. By his own admission, he bribed some of the local guards to carry out his plan.
Let me read that. Shocking. I never would have thought these provincial nobles would be bold enough to plot something like this.
It also says that he eliminated a troublesome individual, and we found a body. It was a missionary who was murdered and thrown into a pit on the grounds of the Count's villa.
How dreadful. I can't imagine what the prince and the ambassador of Thélème will say.
We went to the meeting place mentioned and heard the nobles giving orders to the bribed soldiers. The Count ordered them to scare the refugees and steal their supplies. We spared the soldiers' lives, so they can confirm what we've told you.
We'll have to offer compensation to the missionaries at the camp. This is completely unacceptable. Thank you for investigating this matter so diligently. I'll send some of my most trusted men to arrest the Count immediately. They'll continue your investigation and make sure this conspiracy is completely dismantled. The abbot will, of course, be released and escorted back to the shelter with our deepest apologies.
We would like to go see the abbot at the shelter as soon as possible.
I understand. You are quite right. Goodbye, and thank you again for what you've done.
Fausta, I've learned I have you and your friends to thank for my liberation. Thanks to your help, the shelter will be able to pursue its mission, and the refugees once again can hope for a brighter future. And that Count who despised us so greatly now has time to rue his decisions from behind bars. I was told what happened to our young missionary, who was killed for repenting and trying to do good. It's terrible. But he's with the Enlightened now. Thank you for everything you have done for me. And for us. Fausta, I was wrong about you. I thought you were still the selfish, irresponsible girl who set fire to my monastery.
Please forgive me, Abbot. I was a rebellious child who wanted to flee from you and your teachings. It was only meant to be a diversion, but I lost control. What happened was not my intention.
I understood that. But I still agreed with your banishment. A woman died because of your actions, but you have changed. And the Enlightened teaches us forgiveness. I will write to the cardinals to lift your banishment. You will be able to return home, if you wish. Thank you all again. You cannot imagine how much good you have done by enabling this refuge to continue to exist.
Incredible. You must be reading my thoughts, my darling. I was in fact hoping to have the opportunity to speak with you.
What is this about?
You might have remarked that we've been the targets of frequent attacks. These groups of hired assassins practically breathing down our necks wherever we go.
They're difficult not to notice, indeed. Do you know why they're after us?
They're after me. In fact, it all started when I was still on assignment in Alima. At first, it was just child's play. A poisoned cup of tea here, a clumsy person attempting to stab me in a dark alley there. But the attacks became more and more troublesome and dangerous. I began to fear for my life. It was partly for that reason that I didn't hesitate when given the opportunity to join our little adventure, and accepted to help our friend Alvida. I thought that by being always on the move, I would escape these attacks. I was wrong, as you've been able to see.
Forgive me this question, but aren't the assassins your own family's henchmen?
My family uses them often, that's true. But anyone can hire them to get rid of someone. However, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that the person who placed a bounty on my head shares my family name. Since we are in my uncle's good graces, I would ask him for his official protection.
Is he truly capable of doing something about this? After all, you are already at the Vesp, and that hasn't stopped the assassins.
That is true, but believe me, there is a difference between simply being a part of the family and benefiting from the prince's official protection. If His Majesty Alexandra de Vesp announces that I am his protected ward, the assassins will think twice before attempting anything against us again. I would, therefore, if you accept, like you to accompany me so that I might present this request to my uncle. Going there alone is a little too risky these days.
Let's go now. We need to settle this business as quickly as possible.
Thank you. I need to warn you that we will certainly be asked for something in exchange for this. But our survival, alas, depends on it. At least for as long as I travel among you.
Now that you're once again in the prince's good graces, do you intend to resume your role as a diplomat for the congregation?
Do you wish for me to leave, or does the idea sadden you? I hope it's the second answer, because I'm sorry to say that I don't plan on leaving your party anytime soon. I happen to enjoy your company very much.
I must confess that I was hoping that would be your answer. We would have missed you had you left.
So everything is for the best. I have only one wish, to pursue our adventures together.
Goodbye.
See you later, darling. Thus we are descended from the ancient kings of Astria. It's a funny feeling, you know.
What does it change? We all descend from someone, whether it be a king or a simple hunter. What does it matter?
Your heart is far too pure to understand the fascination for ancestry on this continent.
Goodbye.
See?
When I dragged you into this affair, I hoped to obtain the Abbot's forgiveness. But deep down, I only half believed that. Yet, thanks to you, I am finally freed from my past sins. You can't imagine how relieved I am. Thank you.
See you.
It's nice of you to have accompanied me to High Prairie, and to have helped me sort out this affair when you already have so much to do. I'll not forget what you've done for me and mine. And now you know everything about my life. Thank you again for helping me get the child out of trouble. And I hope you're not too worried about traveling with a murderer.
Good boy, Lud.
Bye.
You're back. What can we do for you?
Sybil, do you have a request for the prince?
You're quite right, my darling. Uncle, I request your official protection.
My dear Sybil, I find you submerged in agitation today. You who are usually such a ray of sunshine. Whatever makes you think that you're in need of my official protection? Could it be that someone pushed one of their infamous farces a tad too close to the sinister or macabre?
Something like that, yes. It just so happens that hired assassins have been after me, and now also my companions for the last few months. And I'm afraid that despite my talent for foiling nefarious plots and the exemplary courage of my companions, they might very well succeed in their endeavor. Someone has placed a bounty on my head, and you know better than anyone what that means.
Quite right, my poor little dove. Nothing would please me more than to officially proclaim that you are not only my most beloved niece, but that you are also under my protection.
However...
Ah, you read me like a book? Come now, certain concerns merit more secrecy than others.
We will follow you.
There, we'll have a little tranquility here.
What sinister service are you preparing to ask of us in exchange for your protection, Uncle?
Come now, Sybil. Your imagination runs wild. It just so happens I have a problem. Someone is conspiring against me. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I've grown accustomed to it. But I fear that this time I might leave a few feathers behind. I'm almost certain that it concerns one of my mistresses. I could eliminate both of them, but who would then bring cheer to my nights? Your aunt, as you may not know, is a dreadful bore. Oh well. Find the guilty party, discover what's brewing, thwart the nefarious conspiracy, and I'll be happy to offer my official protection.
We shall take care of this, dear uncle.
Marvelous. But I imagine you have questions for me.
How did you ever come to suspect your concubines? Excuse me, your mistresses?
Several of my personal documents started disappearing. Nothing incredibly sensitive, but that began to arouse my suspicions. And quite recently, one of my spies at the D'Orsays reported that a woman from my entourage had approached them. My wife is... let's simply say that she is inoffensive. And I trust my daughter Aurelia blindly. I don't have any other women in my inner circle other than my two favorites, making my deduction quite simple.
Why entrust this mission to us?
Well, because my dear niece asked me to.
No, forgive me. That is not what I was wondering. There must be other people more adept at investigating the lives of your concubines.
I would like this affair to be kept under wraps. The slightest sign of weakness, and I am done. My dear little Sybil will say nothing because she needs me. And the same is true for you as well, if you ever want to see your homeland again.
Why not offer your niece your protection immediately? She could be killed while attempting to get to the bottom of your troublesome affair.
She has you with her. Make sure that she survives until then. As for the rest, I believe that most people need incentives to better carry out their missions.
We shall begin immediately.
Well, if you have no other questions on the matter, let's return to the Great Room.
Yes? What do you want?
We would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Do you know to whom you're speaking? I am one of the prince's favorites, not some domestic servant that you can bother at will.
We know very well who you are, miss, and it is precisely for that reason that we would like to speak with you.
I recognize you now. You are that group of adventurers whose expedition to Teofredi the prince has decided to finance. And you're a de Vespe as well.
Sybil de Vespe, the prince's niece, at your service.
Very well, I'm all ears. But please be brief.
How long have you been the prince's favorite?
For 2 years. I am currently the mistress who has been with him the longest.
The one who survived the longest, you mean?
That is true. There were others before me, but alas, they are no longer of this world. Unfortunate accidents. Tragic. Why are you asking me all of these questions? They are putting me ill at ease, I admit.
What do you think about the prince's court?
If I thought ill of it, I would no longer be here. Everything carries on marvelously. I do not know what you hope to hear me say.
That it's a nest of vipers and assassins where one risks death at the slightest misstep every single day.
You must have left the court long ago, Lady de Vespe, because I assure you that today, your description is quite inaccurate. You have quite the imagination. Now, if you would excuse me, all these questions tire me, and I have much to do. I wish you a good day.
This woman avoids the simplest of questions with the slippery agility of an eel. I'm ready to swear that we hold before us our traitor.
Sybil, you know that I'm on your side, but the behavior of this woman is not enough. We need hard proof.
I agree. We need to be absolutely certain.
The prince's favorites have rooms in the palace. We need to visit hers. I I hope we'll find some proof there that can confirm our suspicions. Our dear favorite has something in mind. She just hasn't yet carried out her plan.
We should verify for ourselves if this infamous secret office exists, and take a peek at what may be kept there.
Oh, I am very certain that it exists. This is not the first time I've heard talk of it. And I am in complete agreement. We should search it. We could wait here until midnight strikes its bell, so that we might search for the location of this infamous secret office. It's time. If we want to discover what Velusa was looking for, we must go to the throne room now.
Aren't you afraid of what will happen if your uncle learns that you were searching his secret office?
Let's just make sure that that never happens.
I don't see any furniture that could be hiding a door. I don't see how we could use this. The trail goes this way. I can't do anything with this. I don't see how we could use this. There, look! It's opened.
Let's quickly search this office. I have a feeling that my uncle has a great deal to hide.
By Tempest Untamed. I'm no specialist in political matters, but I would have never thought your uncle capable of signing this sort of letter.
Yes. If this agreement were to be revealed, the only course of action would be to abdicate, and quickly. No one in the congregation would forgive him for having thought to sell out his neighbors simply to gain support against the Dorsays.
What the... How did you get in here?
We followed your instructions. They were rather precise.
And so you read my diary? I would have done better to burn it. I beg you not to reveal to the prince what you've learned. He'll have me killed.
That's a fact. But why did you want to betray him? I can understand that being the favorite of my uncle would be unpleasant. But from there to wanting to provoke his downfall...
Because he would have eventually had me killed. I could tell that he was beginning to become bored with me, and when that happens, we simply disappear. As for me, I just wanted to survive, to use the secrets he keeps to buy my protection, just like your parents did for you.
What are you saying?
You didn't know? Here, read this letter. Perhaps you'll be less eager to denounce me after reading it.
This resembles my mother's handwriting. How is this possible?
Sybil? Are you all right?
I'm fine. We'll talk about all of this later.
If I were the prince, I'd be sleeping with one eye open.
True. He has played a dangerous game that could cost him dearly.
Sybil? Are you all right? You seem to be dazed.
Yes. Forgive my sudden silence, but the letter from my parents has upset me. I didn't expect such despicable infamy. To the point that I'm wondering if we shouldn't return the document in question to my uncle. I know that he is financing our expedition, and that we will have to return to him and invent something concerning his favorite. But I believe that I would be better off seeking the protection of the Dorsays. I am certain that they would grant it if they were given such a document.
I understand your sentiment, and I share it. The Dorsays seem to be the preferred protectors by far.
Oh well. We can think it over on the way.
We could lie, but we do have to speak to the prince. If not, there is the risk that he'll stop financing our expedition.